And here we go. It's a Sunday, but it's a little bit earlier. You can see it's a bit brighter. No Red Bull this morning, my bro.
No, not yet. But I have a certain beverage that I will show later on.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yes, as always, it is Mister Young.
And it's for in the building, representing my favorite club, the love of my life. For
Yes.
obvious reasons this week. I hope you're aware.
Yes, a little bit of a actually not a little bit, a very sad weekend for Liverpool fans, huh?
Yeah, man. Oh, bro. So I was in reservice this past week,
Mm.
and like sometimes when things pop up on social media, you're like, alamak, who is posting all this fake news lah? Can you don't
Yeah.
make fun of people? This kind of shit is serious. Don't make fun of this kind of like people
Yeah.
dying and shit. And then like the news started filtering through, and then like when Liverpool's official social media page put out like a graphic saying that Diogo Jota is a very very popular Liverpool player, not a first teamer per se, not the
Yep.
first 11, but he's definitely been there the last 5 years. Yeah, he passed away at 28 years old, bro. 28,
Yes. That's
and
crazy. I mean, he
yeah,
just got married.
yeah.
It was a car crash, if I read correctly.
Yeah, it was car crash. And
Oh.
his younger brother, who also is a footballer, but he plays in the second division in Portugal,
Mm.
also perished in that crash. The crazy thing is, bro, literally won at life the last 3 months, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
He won the Premier League title, right?
Mm-hmm.
He won the Nations League, which is basically like Europe's friendly international competition, like with Portugal.
Right.
That means he was celebrating with Ronaldo basically,
Yeah.
and then he got married, and then he had 3 kids, I guess, when they were partners, but he just got married. So
Yeah.
like literally, if you look at his Instagram page, right, his most recent post is the wedding reel of his marriage, bro. What the hell?
Wow.
Wow, shakes. Yeah. So I and
It's
yeah. The most beautiful thing about all this, right, is that I've actually seen like rival clubs posting on their own page, paying tribute to him. So like I saw Manchester United putting out a post,
yeah.
Everton, even Chelsea. So like, it's great to see like the whole football community come together.
Yeah.
But damn, bro, like it's just wild. It's
It's
just
one of
wild.
those things you are reminded of the fragility of life, right? Like you never
Yeah.
know when anything crazy like this could happen. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love you, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that we get to do this every single week. We come on, we talk shit, have a
Mm.
bit of a laugh, have some fun, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what? It's 8 seasons in, right? Like we always
Yeah.
have to remind ourselves it's crazy. So I know you almost a decade, Mr. Young. So like as long as we are here, as long as I'm breathing in and out, you'll
Well,
never be champion.
what promo is this? Yeah.
No, I think it was Survivor Series 2003. Vince McMahon telling that to Undertaker. It
Oh,
was
right.
it was a promo for their Buried Alive match. So
Yeah.
so he said, as long as I'm breathing in and out, you'll never be champion. And then Undertaker replied, well, I guess you gotta stop breathing in and out.
Ah, my God. He set it up for him.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. But one more crazy thing about that whole accident, right, was that this guy he was also supposed to report to preseason training this weekend. Like the
Right.
Liverpool was supposed to report to preseason, but he's from Portugal, so he had his wedding and all that. So he couldn't fly. He couldn't fly
Oh.
because he had some lung issue. He just had a minor injury. So the doctors advised him to travel by land. So what he was doing was he was taking a road trip up to the northern town of Spain so they can take a ferry ride across the pond to England.
Oh.
So it's one of those situations where like technically in any other situation he wouldn't even be in this situation. He wouldn't
Right,
have to
right, right.
drive, right?
Wow.
So that's yeah. So I guess things some things are just in God's hands lah. Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Wow. Talking about that too, I know we don't mean to start the podcast on a downer, but we got to show respect, right? Like, I don't know if you're familiar with the actor Julian McMahon, not related to Vince or Shane or Stephanie, but yes.
Of course, bro.
I mean,
I saw the news as well. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he passed away. I think he was like 50 something.
Yeah, mid-50s only. Yeah.
He did pass away from cancer, unfortunately. But I don't know if you ever watched the show Nip Tuck. It was one of my favorite shows. It was about plastic surgeons.
I did, and
Oh my gosh.
I was way too young to be watching that. But
Oh my god. So my wife loves that show, right? I'm like, your age can watch, ah. And I was amazed that they actually showed it in Singapore up till a certain season. Because after a certain season, it got really like controversial.
oh yeah, okay. I do not know what season that happened, but I remember seasons where like Famke Jensen was in the show.
Yes.
Yeah, and then she was like some like transgender or something.
Yeah,
I can't
oh my
remember.
god, they actually showed that. So that was the season. I'm very shocked. Like I was like, would they even show that in Singapore? Cannot be what?
Yeah, no, see, they did show, but I think they cut a lot of scenes lah, for sure.
Ah,
Even on
okay.
Channel 5,
Bro, I
yeah.
watched it in Canada, bro.
Oh, you
No
were there
cuts.
when you
Yeah,
watched it.
and then I eventually downloaded I bought the DVDs
Okay.
of,
Okay.
of like the later seasons just to like finish because I'm a completionist, right? And I was such a huge fan. I'm like, oh my god, they really went into some wild territory. But it was so ahead of its time because it was made by Ryan Murphy, the guy who did Glee and American Horror Story.
Okay,
If you
that
know
makes
that
sense.
guy, he is very good at pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
And they were touching on subjects that, to me, in my virgin mind, I was like, what are these things? I must find out
Yeah.
more.
Oh, my guilty pleasure. You know, like to me, I remember it because right, I was a fan of Charmed. Remember Charmed?
Yes.
He was like a demon or something from Charmed. That was
Yes.
like he was an evil guy but became a good guy or something. So I was like,
Mm-mm.
hey, this guy like Sachok, handsome,
Yeah.
you know. Then he went through these things. So I was like, I follow his career like essentially, and
Yeah.
of course up until Doctor Doom.
Oh, yes, in the not very good Fantastic Four movie. I will say this, though. I enjoyed him as Doctor Doom. I think he's a really phenomenal actor. I think he was kind of perfect for the role as this vain, like, you know, the whole story of Doom is like he's this brilliant but vain fella. He gets his face scarred, so he's like, I must put a mask on my face. Oh, that's why he wears a mask.
Basically, he's Cody Rhodes' undashing character lah.
Yeah, to bring it back to wrestling, yeah, absolutely, right. It was just really bad script writing, and just it was not the time for that sort of movie.
I remember that one line is like, what I think Invisible Woman was complaining like, you can't see me, like you don't see me as I am. No, I can't see you, like literally I can't see you. You know, it was just bad. Yeah, it was just bad
writing. But he was an awesome Doctor Doom. So
and he was prime Jessica Alba. So
oof.
You'll watch it just for that, right?
Yeah, and let's not forget Chris Evans was Human Torch in that one.
Crazy, like that was the Chris Evans everyone knew of until he had his maturation as
Captain America. But yes, that said, so yes, RIP, you know.
Yeah, it was a sad week for I think entertainment and sports fans alike. Doesn't matter your club. I think generally it's crazy it's like when Kobe passed away, right?
Yes.
It's like holy crap, you don't expect athletes to pass away, people you have a connection with. So
and so young too, way before they're quote unquote supposed to.
Yeah, come on, 28, man. Damn. I have 5 years on him and like look at what he's achieved.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you hear about like a wrestler who was young. Like I remember when Eddie Guerrero passed, right?
Yeah. It felt like unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
But
okay, thank you once again, everybody, for joining us here on the podcast. As you can see, we are doing a little bit of a recorded version as my bro has to go back to serve his nation.
Yes, I have to book in, unfortunately. So
a little bit
I can't
later.
be there with you for all the nighttime Red Bull sessions, unfortunately.
But it's okay. Today we are previewing a whole bunch of stuff because next weekend is going to be jam-packed with wrestling by design or not. I mean, who knows? But
next week, I think we go live more makes more sense because of all the nonsense that we're going to be talking about.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Wow, there is so much nonsense. Well, okay,
Yeah.
half of it is nonsense, half of it is good stuff. I would like to think.
Oh, fair enough. But today, to carry on the tradition that we've inadvertently started. No Red Bull, but I got my Starbucks double espresso shot, bro.
Okay, Starbucks, where's the sponsorship?
It's Indonesian version because it has Malay in it. Minuman kopi susu.
Whatever it is, Starbucks come in with the cash, okay? But talking about the sponsorships, we can't do anything without giving a big shout out to our big bro, our finance bro, fitness bro, F&B bro, entrepreneurship bro. Talking about Hasif.
Yes, Hasif, our recently High Rocks bro as well.
Oh yes,
don't
too bad. No more Insta stories of his High Rocks. We just can't see his bulging muscles and everything.
Yeah, Mister Young, you see, we kacau him already. Then he never post anymore. No lah. You know, from what I remember, he told me that he's actually traveling because being the adventurous man that he is, apparently, bro is climbing Mount Rinjani as we speak, bro.
Bro, what? 1 week after doing High Rock, he's climbing mountain?
Yes, bro. He told me he was on a hiking, mountaineering trip this July. Not sure exactly which dates.
Wow.
But I tell you, bro, he got all this time for himself so that he can have time for us and to serve the community as well. So that's why you should always support
Bro,
Mr. Hasif as well.
I'm inspired. We should go and climb Mount Faber.
Mount Faber, yes, can. Do a live podcast from there as well.
I know. Yes, big shout out to Hasif once again. If you have anything to ask him in terms of entrepreneurship, maybe you're thinking about starting your own business, right? You want to sort out your finances, maybe ask him about his fitness routine, drop him a DM, Hasif_captures on Instagram. He's supporting our community because he loves what we do. He loves what we have here. You know, all of you who are so passionate about wrestling, he loves that passion. He sees that passion. He wants to support it.
Yeah, I have a new nickname for him, bro.
What's that?
He's the patron of the podcast, bro.
The patron saint of Kick to the Gut.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, patron of the arts. He's the patron of wrestling, patron of us, patrons of the local community. So he's the reason why we're still doing what we're doing today, going into 8 seasons. So show your love as well back to him. Follow him on his Instagram as well.
The patron of kicks.
Ooh, patron of guts.
That's so weird. Okay, let's talk about wrestling. Talking about weird. No. It actually looks like it's going to be a really fun weekend because we got Saturday night's main event, right? That's going to go on at the same time as AEW All In, which every time I stream, people are like, are you going to watch? Are you going to watch? I'm like, not live. I'm not going to watch it live. I'm not going to pay the money for it. Let's be real.
Wait, it's crazy because I put up a poll on our Instagram story and saying like, has the PLE's lost its luster? Because there was a stat that came out, right?
Yeah.
Since WrestleMania 41, WWE has not gone more than 2 or 3 weeks without putting on a PLE show. So it's crazy to think about it. That's like 5 or 6 since, and it's only July.
Yeah.
So do you feel like it's like in terms of keeping track or keeping touch with all the shows, do you still feel that they are special, or it's like just another show at this point in time?
Okay, I saw that same stat, and I know people are like, Mister Young sure say no lah, he's such a WWE mark. Let me disappoint y'all. Yes, I agree. I actually do agree that week on week, right? Like I feel less and less inclined to watch things live. I feel less of a vibe because maybe it's because of the post-WrestleMania lull. As we always talk about, as we head up to SummerSlam, things are going to start building up, right? But they've fallen into a bit of a pattern, I suppose, especially with the whole TKO thing, because they know where the money projects are, right? So you can almost kind of like see where everything is going.
Okay, I look at wrestling as like a two-pronged business, right?
Yeah.
You gotta sell tickets, right? But the only way you can sell tickets, to me, even beyond like, because it's WWE or because like it's the happening, you have to be there, right? Is you need to have a hot storyline. The storylines drive the demand for tickets. If the storylines are boring, right? People will show up, but it's not gonna like be a thriving business, especially the discourse in the community, because the fans are so in tune and they are invested in the product.
Again, it's like a TV show, right? You can only feed us mediocre treading water content before stuff starts dropping down. So you might not see it immediately. Right? People are not going to, that was a bad episode of Raw. Next week, I'm not going to watch Raw. No. You have earned our trust already. We'll give you a chance. Maybe we'll give you a month's worth of chance. But after a month, if it's the same old shit, then you start risking losing viewers. That's what AEW has done in the past few years.
AEW, MCU, a lot of goodwill.
That's a very good point, because I finished watching Ironheart. It was actually a really good show.
Really?
The hate, I suggest you go watch it. I'm sure a lot of it has been spoiled already. The big bad that shows up at the end, right?
Wait, crazy thing, bro. I don't know whether it's because of my social media algorithm. I didn't hear a peak of Ironheart. I didn't even know it's out already, bro.
Okay, so because my algorithm is all about wrestling and cute dogs, right? And cats. So I get fed all of that all the time. The discourse for a long time, especially when the first 3 episodes aired, was, oh my God, this is such a L show. It sucks, blah, blah, blah. I know we are veering off topic, but Marvel is my forte lah. So let me indulge a little bit, right? Here's the thing. Like, it's weird because people are like, who talks like this? Because of the writing of the characters. I'm like, motherfucker, that's because you boomers don't know how Gen Zs talk. Gen Zs actually talk like this. If you don't like the script, if you don't like how the characters interact, that's because you are old. That's
Dear
because
God.
you don't know how Gen Z's actually talk like this,
Okay,
right?
okay.
So that's one thing. But think of Ironheart as a slow burn. Now I understand why they released the first 3 episodes first. People
Did not
were
really.
worried. They're like, hey, why they bulk releasing? Do they not have faith? I think
Mm,
because the first 3 episodes slow build, the next 3 episodes ram like holy shit. And by the end of it, you're like, I don't believe they went that way. It's been a
mm,
very long time since I've watched a Marvel TV show or movie and been like, oh my god, I need to see what happens next. We've lost that
okay,
magic in the
okay.
MCU. Ironheart gives you that magic. So go and watch Ironheart.
Okay, now I'm intrigued because I would have never even thought about Ironheart until you mentioned it.
Mm.
Because of you, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna for
I
sure.
am excited for what happens next. And okay, back to the whole wrestling thing, right? My
Yeah.
analogy was that, dude, after all the bombs, after the Marvels and what were the last few that kind of sucked? Captain
Uh,
America Brave New World, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You drop a Thunderbolts, which was really good. You drop
Mm-hmm.
Ironheart, really good. But you already
Daredevil.
Daredevil,
Daredevil.
really good.
Yeah.
But you lost the magic. You lost the fan support already. So it's going to be so hard to bring them back slowly
Correct.
but surely. Yeah.
Because it will be like a situation like me where like, oh, it was good, but I don't care about Marvel for a few years. So like,
Yeah.
why should I watch it? Like, should I give it a chance? Kind of thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I completely understand. So if you take it back to the WWE context, right? Like
Mm.
I think they started losing people at WrestleMania. I think
Mm.
WrestleMania was like,
Oh,
come on, why?
that
Yeah,
finish.
the
Yeah.
finish ruined it.
Yeah.
I think actually, okay, the Netflix has been great, right?
Mm.
But I think everything about the setup to WrestleMania gave people a lot of hope. They thought like, it's gonna be the same kind of quality as WrestleMania 40. It did everything leading up to the show
Mm.
did, and actually like a majority of the show, but because the finish was so like, that it just ruined it for us.
Yeah.
And then ever since that, WWE has been had to fight to keep
Yep.
the heel run interesting, which it hasn't been.
Mm.
And then we had to fight to have the follow up with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has been building his faction, which has been interesting, but it's not bloodline, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that it feels lacking because you always will
Mm.
compare it to the good shit.
And I know we
Yeah.
talk about this every single week, but you can have really good stuff in the mid card, lower card, but if your main event is not hitting the perception, it's a perception business after all. The perception is it's not happening there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
as simple as that.
But I'm not like saying that there hasn't been great stuff like gems, right? Like
Yeah.
the whole Ron Killings things was
Yes.
really really exciting. The follow up not so much.
What is this AEW booking style?
No. So like I get remember we talked about it last week where Ron Killings wasn't supposed to be part of the plan. So
Yeah, yeah.
they brought him back, give him the initial pop, and then like okay, fine. Now he has to go down with his Alistair Black, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. Even the John Cena hype bomb per se, like that reinvigorated my interest in like this Hilton, right?
Mm-hmm.
But again, he survived. CM Punk didn't get the win, and then now we're back to Cena and Cody, right?
Yeah.
So what is like how is it any different from the first Cena and Cody? Because the first one was like, nah.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. Now, when they announced they did the graphic, when I saw the graphic, I was like, I didn't feel anything. Like when they showed the graphic of CM Punk versus Cena, it's a silly thing because you already know the match is happening, right? But when you see the match graphic, you get this visceral reaction. Oh shit,
It's happening.
right?
Yeah.
Like when the Night of Champions poster or that graphic came out, I was like, oh. When I saw SummerSlam and then like Cena and Cody, I'm like, eh.
You know what it is also?
Yeah.
Something off about the graphic. If you look at the color scheme, right, it felt like a Saturday night's main event.
It was like there's a silvery sheen or something on it.
It
It's
was like
too metallic.
yeah, red and blue. Like, where's the classic orange, SummerSlam biggest party of the summer vibe? Like,
Bro, okay, where's
Yeah.
Nashwan? Nashwan, come in and teach these mofos a thing or two.
Nashwan coming in clutch with the memes, bro. The memes.
The me- yeah, if you're not on our Discord, by the way, Najwan has been, filtering and feeding us foreign memes. I love it.
I love it, love it. And the best part is you will only understand if you actually listen to the podcast. So
Exactly.
I appreciate that. Okay, but so the thing is like the WWE really needs to work hard to have their main A storyline. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
Everything else can be firing on all cylinders. Like for me, I've been enjoying Solo being Solo, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? I've been enjoying all that. But if like your A storyline, there's nothing consequential. I think that's the thing. It's not consequential. Like I wish that now that Cena is like in collision course with Cody,
Yeah.
I want that wrinkle where Cody is desperate. I hope that this is what they're teasing, right?
Yeah.
He actually resorted to like a bit more heelish ways to beat Randy Orton. I hope they play on that. Like now he's desperate. He needs to win the title and then shows more heels tendencies.
Bro, I ask you, so that's the A story, right?
Yeah.
What's the A1 or the B? What's the next storyline?
Goldberg versus Gunther lah.
My point exactly, right?
Exactly.
At least if the A is not firing, there could be a B. Our B storyline right now is kind of,
Yeah.
And don't even get me started on the women's storylines. And I guess this kind of leads us into Evolution, right? Like, okay, Evolution conceptually is a cool pay-per-view. PLE, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
You want to hear a very interesting statistic? I was looking at WrestleTix or WrestleVotes, right? And they're talking about the number of tickets sold out for both Evolution and Saturday Night's Main Event. Granted, both is happening at the same arena.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
State Farm's arena. I can't remember which city is it.
Yeah.
So according to the WrestleTix, the most recent number is in the same arena. Saturday Night's Main Event has sold about 10,000 tickets, like almost like 90% full. Right?
Yeah.
Evolution has only sold 4,000 tickets.
Oh no.
Yeah, so there's this whole discourse happening like, hey, see, this is why Triple H never put out an Evolution Part 2 because women's wrestling is not a draw and Goldberg is a draw, even though a half-retired Goldberg is a draw.
Okay, to be fair, this is Goldberg's hometown where he has the cachet. This is Atlanta. So yes, of course he would sell tickets, right? He is a draw in his own hometown and this is his quote-unquote retirement match as well. No, but look, I think we can all agree that it's not that women's wrestling is bad. It's that none of the characters have been compelling in the past year.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley is a massive star. She's well past interesting in her storyline with Liv. So she's now, like this whole match, and I guess we'll get into it in a few moments, but like this match with Io, they just announced on Raw only.
It's a retread, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so again, I feel like because WWE has been so focused on their other storylines and other PLEs, like they just came off Night of Champions, right?
Yeah.
You want to build Evolution that is like 6 years in the making, 7 years in the making in 2 weeks?
No, yeah, it's not happening.
Exactly. Yeah, and if you saw SmackDown yesterday, they literally just announced Tiffany Stratton's, competitor, and like, God, bro, I was one of the biggest Trish Stratus fans. Like, don't get me wrong, like my puberty thanked her, you know. But like parading
But hang on. Nashwan,
right,
do your thing. My puberty thanks her. It's the next meme.
But but damn, she still looks good. Okay. But bringing in a nearly 50-year-old Trish Stratus, it's crazy to think that Trish Stratus is 50-year-old, bro. She's older than you, right? She's
yes, she is. Thank you.
Just to confirm. Yeah, but bringing her back to like essentially like, and it's in the same segment as Jade Cargill, where Jade Cargill says like, I'm gonna challenge. So obviously Tiffany and Jade is gonna be the main match, right?
Can I just say, watching that segment on SmackDown, right? It was so cringe. To me, 3 of the worst promos. I'm sorry, I love Trish for what she's done in the Attitude Era. Again, huge part of our puberties. But she wasn't a mic. She wasn't a good mic worker.
She didn't need to work the mic. Right?
Yeah, she was a vibe, right? Her and you know me lah. I'm off the Tiffy time. I'm off Tiffany's train already. Every time she talks, I cringe. And then Jade is just there. Like we've talked about her. She's intense and that's about it.
Yeah. So essentially, all 3 is like the worst mic workers given a segment.
Yeah, and they were all in the same segment. And I don't care to see 2 faces going at it at Evolution.
Can I ask you a crazy question, right? And this is not me dunking on women's wrestling. I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah.
Who's the best promo in the women's division right now?
Who is the
CM Punk of the division?
Wow. Okay, CM Punk don't have lah. Maybe AJ Lee. I feel like, okay, with Rhea, she needs to be given a topic. She cannot just cut a pro. It's like the Usos problem. They cannot just cut a promo for the sake of cutting a promo. They
She cannot
need,
just be real and
yeah,
say it.
yes, like CM Punk. No, they need a storyline where they can focus their energy into, right? Then yes, she can deliver. But that's,
Okay, I'll give you my top 5, right?
yeah,
And they are great promos for different reasons, I would say, right?
okay,
Honestly, I think Bailey can carry a promo. Like if
yeah,
she's just her, right? I believe Chelsea Green,
yes,
you can give her any material she can be, and
she can do it. Yeah,
and I will argue that this is one of the reasons why is Chelsea Green not a main event like heel right now, right? She should, because she dropped the mid card, she should be challenging right now.
yes,
That will make the main event scene very interesting on SmackDown.
agree.
In a weird thing, Charlotte Flair actually is a great promo. Charlotte is great, but not when she's trying to say that, like your boyfriend is sleeping with me lah. Like if she's real and she's like because she already have that love-hate relationship with the audience. She's the John Cena in that sense, right?
Yeah.
Becky Lynch actually is quite cringe. Like the iteration of Becky trying to be the best. I'm the best. I'm the Stone Cold. Like that's cringe. Yeah. But Becky being real when she had the heart, she's a great promo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and then the last one to me is actually Natalia, because Natalia actually has gravitas when she talks, but she's in the position that she's in. So do you see the problem, Mr. Young?
Yes. None of them are like top. There's no Roman Reigns or there's no CM Punk.
Yeah, none of them can talk you into a rivalry, talk you into a feud. Like they are given lines, right? They are from the school of NXT, given lines to script. Yeah. But who is that renegade? Like, shit, she's gonna talk. You're right, AJ Lee probably. That's a lot.
Yeah. Who has been okay? Like, let's just look back at the past 10 years, even, right? Like, who, in terms of like mic skills, could talk back? Yeah, but again, like you said, Becky was okay. I don't know if I'll catch flack for saying this, but I feel like Becky was riding a wave or so.
Becky was for a season, yeah.
Yeah, it was, when she got bloodied on that, and then she had that look, and then, she rode that wave all the way. And then now, again, I agree. Now I feel like she's very cringe.
Yeah. You know what? Who I think could be in that position?
Who?
Naomi.
Zelina Vega.
No, fuck. No, Naomi. I feel.
Oh, yes.
Naomi in her current like psychotic, like I just go crazy. She's a wildcard.
Naomi, Bianca.
If they're real. Yeah.
When they do their real, like, like a few...
The Housewives of Atlanta real...
Yeah! Yes. So there you go. Naomi, Bianca, and that's how you build Jade. That's why I've been so annoyed. It's like, this is the perfect way to build Jade. You have the other two to sort of prop her up. At least, make it to a point where you want to see Jade beat up these two idiots who are just yelling at each other all the time.
Yeah, like, I mean...
shut up, just shut up, and then she beats him up, and then you're like, yeah!
Bring back Brandy Rhodes, bro.
Oh, God.
Who told you tonight was open mic night, bitch? Like that. I need the energy in the wrestling, bro.
Yes.
Okay,
agree.
So we'll talk about Evolution in a bit, but I feel like generally that's the consensus, right? You cannot write on the first time ever, making history anymore, right?
No.
I wish there was like a Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns equivalent storyline or rivalry that made sense for it to blow off at Evolution.
Yes, because there is none at this point, unfortunately, right?
Yes.
I know they were trying to build Liv and Raquel versus Bellas. But that fell by the wayside because unfortunately Liv got injured.
Yeah. And what happens to the Bella? What happens to Nikki Bella's involvement?
Right.
No announcement right now, right?
Exactly, right? So I'm like, did they just scrap the whole thing? It's like, okay, actually, we don't need you anymore. Like, what?
Yeah, because right now the whole tag team story is the Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. So like, there's no story in it. So yeah, it's very, very interesting.
Okay, we'll get to all that when we do the actual preview for the show. But shall we start with Saturday night's main event?
Okay, so we're starting in order, right? Yeah, we can. Okay.
I mean, 3 matches announced lah. This is going to be advertisement fest.
The best part is at least it's on America. It's on TV. Here it's probably on YouTube.
Yeah.
So,
So we
it's easy
hopefully,
viewing. Easy
yeah.
viewing.
Yeah, we don't have to watch so many advertisements. But the 3 matches, here we go. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, the returning Drew McIntyre.
Do you see his new shirt that he put out on the WWE shop?
No, what?
Bought at work.
Oh, that's
Love it.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
took him a year, but yeah, they finally did it.
Mm.
Drew, okay, what do you think of Drew coming back and immediately being placed with Randy when Randy feels like he has a lot of unfinished business with
Yeah.
Cody and
It feels
Cena?
like a side quest. It feels like they needed somebody for Randy to, splinter off. And then,
Mhm.
I mean, Drew McIntyre coming back, this is obviously a high profile feud. It's Randy,
Is Drew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, both well known.
But can either of them take a loss at this point? Like,
No, like
yeah.
Drew shouldn't be taking loss. Drew should be back in world title contention for sure, right?
Right.
Randy, I feel like his character is switching in a bit.
Mm.
There's a turn coming somewhere. So like maybe he can take the loss and then turn
And then,
him down darker side.
yeah,
I don't know.
like something clicks and then he goes back to punting people's heads.
I hope that's the case. But I don't know. You're right. It's just a cycle. This is like Damien and Drew all over again.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Drew has to win here because
Yeah.
it's just shit if he comes back and loses. Unless they want to do a whole Drew and Randy, like Drew versus CM Punk. Drew loses, he gets so like pissed off and shocked that he like messes with Randy for the next half a year.
Ooh, I don't really want to see that. We've
Yeah,
had a retread. To be fair, this is the first time they feuded in 5 years, so
Yeah,
it's I would say it's fresh.
Mm.
But Drew, at this point, the crowd respects him. The crowd knows that he's been screwed too many times.
Yeah.
I would argue Drew and Gunther for the world title. Like give Drew that spot again.
Hey,
What?
are you sure is Gunther going to survive
Hmm.
Goldberg?
Hey,
Okay.
Segue.
Let's not get crazy here. But yeah, I agree that Drew should win this.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let's
Maybe
go.
Drew wins this. Randy has that switch click on, and then on like a SmackDown, Randy go and punt kick Drew, and then that's how they continue their feud. Yeah?
I would hope that this is a one and done. And
Oh,
they
you
move on
really
to
just
other
want? Okay. You
Just
want
have-
Randy to move on to
I
what?
want both of them to move on. I want Randy to hunt down Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
So that's what I want. But Drew, I feel like Drew just comes back and this is his introduction back to the main event scene.
Yeah.
And I want him to start challenging for titles.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Drew is a SmackDown guy, right?
Yes,
How he
is.
go challenge Gunther?
Maybe he won't challenge Gunther. I don't know how he's going to transfer over. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a draft. I don't know.
Because
But
like we've talked about before, him remaining on SmackDown is not going to do him any good because Cena's not going to face him.
Yeah. Remember there was this whole potential rumor or like theory that what if Drew aligns himself with the final boss, and then they have this like cyborg faction like him, Cena and Rock is like the main like puppet masters, and then you got Drew doing all the henchmen dirty work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded him in that spot. To be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Talking about henchmen, he has two henchmen, Braun and Braun. Talking about Seth Rollins versus LA Knight.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've been building
yeah.
this over the past few weeks at least, right? So there's a legitimate reason for this match. Go ahead.
But why have they not given them a faction name? Like the hell? Even my boy Solo already got faction name. Do you see that?
What was it called? Family something.
So now we finally understand why they call Tama Tonga MFT. Remember a year ago? They were
my
like,
family tree.
yeah, so now his faction is called the MFT, My Family Tree.
Oh.
Okay, it makes sense. Easy, not a cringe name, so that's fine.
It sounds comedic. Like, I don't know. It's almost as if they're doing it for the memes.
Bro, the Auralus factions.
Yeah, the oral exactly. Like my family tree. Like you picture some amma taking out this photo book, and it's this one is my cousin.
I would argue it's still not the worst faction name of 2025. That still goes to the Paragon. The fuck, it looks like a fucking Pokemon, bro. Paragon, what the fuck? So,
Paragon Orchard Road, huh? Okay. LA Knight, Seth Rollins. Do we see CM Punk interfere? Because they got history, blah blah blah. The Browns are going to interfere. Paul Heyman's going to be there.
I'm not sure. I still feel Seth will somehow affect the world title scene in SummerSlam. This
Okay.
is again a side quest for both of them.
Mm.
But I would argue that I think LA Knight has put himself back into main event relevance with this feud.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like because like they've been screwing around with LA Knight, and then LA Knight got affected because his money in the bank qualifier match got affected.
Mm.
And then like the crowd has been like, wow, this guy has still kept himself over despite not being pushed. We need that kind of voice in the main event scene, my opinion. Bro, fuck. Okay, you know what? Scrap what I said just now. Give LA Knight Gunther after this. Let LA Knight win his world title there, bro. Come on.
Isn't LA Knight a SmackDown guy?
Fuck lah. Move everyone back to Raw lah.
That's the problem when you have Roman Reigns or John Cena in the main event scene, right? Like, as a title holder, suddenly there are a lot of people who just need to be on another show just to be a contender.
Yeah, they're just shuffling around at this point in time.
Yeah. Okay, who wins here?
Seth Rollins.
Interference.
Keep Seth Rollins strong, unfortunately. But another interesting is they have been teasing that there is going to be one more member that's going to introduce themselves.
Okay.
Is this where the new member comes in?
That's
my question. Yeah.
And who is it going to be?
I don't know. I really don't know. The front runner for me would have been an Austin Theory. Bring someone young, but like looking at the BBB, maybe they find another guy start letter B lah.
Who? I'm trying to think. Who else starts with B?
Not Becky Lynch.
Bianca Belair.
I don't know. BFAB.
Oh god. Okay, let's we'll sleep on that. Okay, let's talk about the main event of the evening. G versus G, Gunther versus Goldberg. Goldberg in his hometown of Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. If I was a dick, right? If I wanted to dick with Goldberg, right? I will put him his retirement match, a 30-minute classic.
What the Okay, the funny thing is, on Raw, didn't Gunther say something to the effect of like, I can beat you in 3 minutes? Or if I can't beat you in 3 minutes, something. I feel like maybe that was a hint at this match being a 3-minute match. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it.
Oh yeah, how will it end there? Okay, of course Goldberg shouldn't win. Like he mustn't win.
No, exactly.
I need to reiterate, he mustn't win.
Yeah,
you do not want to fuck up your next big star in Gunther. Come on.
This does nobody any good, right? Unless, what if Gunther loses to Goldberg and then Seth cashes in?
No.
Okay, no Goldberg win. Okay, no, I second that.
Goldberg. Okay, what I would do is probably Goldberg will do his whole spear, this, that, jackhammer, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then somehow Gunther either rolls out of the ring or like after, like how he gonna destroy already, but then he rolls out so he can't get pinned, maybe something like that. And then they bring him back in. Then probably Gunther, if I was Goldberg, if I was the egomaniac that I am, I do not want to get pinned. Probably want to get choked out.
Oh, which Gunther has done before, rear naked choke people out, right?
Alright, rear naked choke him out.
He's going out on his shield sort of a thing. And I think even Goldberg understands that this is the way he should go out. He should put somebody over.
Valiantly lose.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, okay, that said, I love the way you set up. At the end of the match, Goldberg shakes Gunther's hand, passes the torch to him, and that's it. That's the type of ending we'll get. So at least Goldberg gets his retirement moment. Gunther leaves the building. We end the show with Goldberg, even though Gunther won.
Yeah, I agree. I hope that's exactly what they do. So in Goldberg's point of view, it's like, I'm still a proud man. I passed out, but I'm man enough to admit my defeat. I shake his hand, and Gunther, because he is an honorable heel, he will accept that.
Yes, he's the mat is sacred, and we've seen that before, right? Like he's actually shaken opponents' hands before. He's the type of heel that, I will mess with you, I'll beat you up, but if you put up a good fight, I respect you.
He shook Randy's hand last year as well, remember?
Yeah, exactly. So this isn't even out of the question when it comes to Gunther's character. So it makes sense. Yeah.
So again, we predicted it probably will happen. So it's not even, what's the point of this podcast now? We know it's going to happen.
What's the point of watching the show? No. Look, sometimes the easy prediction is the right thing. So just fucking do it. And don't give us some bullshit swerve.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the perfect example of this. Like, please don't try to give us any other nonsense.
Yeah, as a Liverpool fan, I'll give you a soccer analogy. Like, you know your team is the best in the league. You know they're gonna win, but you
Wow, that's
still
subjective, bro. Okay.
no. But like, okay, even if you're a Man U fan, you know, okay, never mind. They're not relevant now. Okay, like you know the team is gonna win. You know we are
Shots
the
fired.
best. You're the best team, right? But you still watch because you get the satisfaction seeing it happen, seeing it
Yeah.
come to pass, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we want from this match. Like, you know, Goldberg has to lose,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna pay not really. I'm gonna watch it live on YouTube. I want to see it so I can see it come to pass when it happens.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
So that's it. That's what I
There
want to
you,
see.
there you go. All right, that's your Saturday night's main event. Now on to, I guess, All In, which is happening on the same night.
Yep. Okay.
What? Hashtag oh no.
No. I'm hashtag curious. Very curious.
Shall I go through the match card?
No. People are saying that if between the two cards, I would rather watch All In.
Okay.
Do you feel that there's more value watching All In compared to the 3 matches so far of Saturday night's main event?
Okay, because here's the thing, right? Like, when you talk about, if I were to just see the cards completely divorced from actually following the show,
Yeah.
the answer is yes. I think there is probably more value, but here's the thing: when you talk about value proposition, right? It's like one is free to air, one is you got to pay. One is like Goldberg, main event name. Whether you like or hate him as a wrestler, there's no doubting that he's a legendary name, right?
Yeah.
You got Randy, Drew, LA Knight, Seth Rollins. It's star-studded as well.
Yeah, it started as well. Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know, man. If you don't follow the AEW product, you are more likely to watch Saturday night's main event because you have mainstream stars.
Yeah. But if I'm somebody who was a very, not say dedicated fan, but I did watch AEW regularly, and then I fell off for a bit. This cut, I would like, oh shit, okay, I'm curious to see how it goes. So I would actually pay money to watch this just to see.
So you are going to pay money to watch this, lah?
I don't know. I really don't know. but yeah, you have to understand, right? The last 2 All-Ins, to me, has been the best shows that AEW has put out.
Right.
Remember last year we said like, hey, All In was actually a really good show with Bryan Danielson and Swerve. And of course the year before that, you know, Adam Cole and MJF. You know, so they've taken Wembley out of the equation, but it's equally a big stadium show.
Yeah.
So
I know this is not supposed to be their WrestleMania, but it kind of has become it, right?
I don't know what's their WrestleMania at this point, bro.
Right.
Is it Double or Nothing? Is it Revolution? Is it All Out, All In? I don't know.
They don't fit the mold, bro. We are too linear in our thinking. That's why. Huh? Okay, come. Let's look at the match card. The Hurt Syndicate versus Jet Speed versus the Patriarchy. Why? Why are we wasting time?
Jet Speed, is it the Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey? Yes.
I was watching a clip. I don't know if you shared it or what, but it's like Shelton wrestling these guys. It's like he's wrestling children. Like, it's Shelton somehow. Like, he's not the bigger guy in his group.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, but then again, it makes so much sense why Hurt Syndicate needs to be in AEW to legitimize them.
Yes.
They need like actual beef and men there.
Yeah, but then they need to be going up against other beef and men and not a bunch of children.
Okay, Patriarchy, who is supposed to represent Patriarchy? Is it gonna be that Nick
Plain and Christian Cage?
Oh, so Nick Cage and Christian Cage is gonna be in the show. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You know what? Christian and Shelton Benjamin brings me back to Raw 2005.
You're grasping at straws. I have no interest in this match whatsoever. Zero.
Okay, so I have no interest in anyone beating the Hurt Syndicate because as far as I'm concerned, give them the title for the next 1 year. Fuck it.
Next 5 years. Actually, they should be in the main event, but that's a different story altogether. But okay. Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher.
What? They're fighting?
Yeah. For the TNT Championship.
Oh my god.
You are the one who's been keeping up. I haven't been keeping up. But just based on that match alone, like, I've seen their best already in NXT, so why bother?
First of all, Kyle Fletcher is not Kyle O'Reilly. Different.
Oh shit! Wait. Kyle Fletcher is which one already?
The one that used to be with Will Ospreay, then he shaved his head like Randy Orton now.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I
so
think
now
I said back.
different context.
Different Kyle. Yeah, still I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. The thing is, Adam Cole is a persona non grata. He does like his body doesn't exist anymore.
He's
So like
at this point he's two-dimensional.
very hard for him. Okay, I'm sorry. If it's like Spike Dudley trying to take Dudley serious in a match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He literally has Spike Dudley's physique right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Go ahead,
So
go ahead.
no, but the reason why I bring it up is because he used to be positioned as a main event in NXT.
Yeah.
For some reason, NXT. Yes, we know he was a bit smaller, but it never detract his ability to have great matches or like look like he can't wrestle.
Okay, first of all, in NXT, he was small, but he was lean. He looked like an athlete at least, right?
He had the physique, yeah.
And he was wrestling guys who were arguably his size or just slightly bigger only.
Like a Ricochet or
yeah. Now he has no physique. He's like, I mean, we're not people to talk in terms of physique, right?
Oh yeah, I got no physique for sure. So
but you look like you could be his ass because you're still bigger size than him. You know what I mean? In terms of like the eye test, he does not pass the eye test. And the problem with Adam Cole is the way he wrestles. He wrestles like he is a heavyweight.
Yeah.
People take his moves like he is a heavyweight. That's one of the biggest problems with Adam Cole. He doesn't fight like Spike Dudley. Spike Dudley, for all the comparisons, right? Spike is always fighting from underneath. He's always getting the shit beat out of him. And then when he does win, they're like, yeah, we cheer the underdog. Right?
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Adam Cole wrestles like he's a heavyweight. He's tossing people and people are selling for him. That's the problem with Adam Cole.
At least, right? Somebody of similar stature. At least a Darby Allin, for example.
Yes, then can, yes.
But Darby Allin wrestles, like you say, like he throws everything into his offense. He really had to be a daredevil to get the advantage, right?
Yeah.
Another even better example. Wait, let me think. Who else?
Riho. Riho is like Riho punched Nyla Rose. Remember Nyla Rose sells this shit? I'm like, what?
Yeah, okay. I give you a very interesting comparison for the Attitude Era, right? Every time they say Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit, they say that they are smaller guys, they are undersized. But when as a kid, right, I always thought Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit like fucking as jacked as the rest of the main eventers. I never thought Chris Benoit is smaller size than The Rock. They look the same. So even though they are short they can't control. But they look like wrestlers.
Yeah, they are built and they have their own gimmick. Like Jericho was more of a high flyer, Chris Benoit was like the technician, right?
Yeah.
Like Adam Cole doesn't wrestle like a technician. He doesn't necessarily wrestle as a high. You know what he wrestles as?
What?
He wrestles as a created character. Like your created character on 2K25 where you just spam all the best moves into one character because you show.
And the funniest part is one of his finishes is Panama Sunrise, right?
Which makes no fucking sense.
You're asking like a bigger size guy to sell that offense for you.
And they do. So I don't understand why people just agree to his nonsense.
If I was somebody who is trying to push the stars in my company, I'll give the title to Carl Fletcher because Carl Fletcher actually looks like an athlete.
Yes.
Carl Fletcher, yes, he wrestles a bit too much like the Will Ospreay style of wrestling, but I actually think that his new gimmick where he's got shaved head, he wears trunks now. Yeah. Yes, he's a Randy lookalike, but I would take him seriously as a wrestler. Like I would let him this guy, give him the title. He's one of the rising stars. Actually, I think he is a rising star in AEW. So give him that.
So he probably should win the title here then.
I whether he will, I don't know the storyline, but he should.
Yeah. I know, like having watched enough Adam Cole matches, Kyle's probably going to sell the shit out of everything Adam does. And it's going to look fake as fuck.
Yeah, he's probably going to fly 20 times to sell the Panama Sunrise. But
oh my God, okay.
Yeah.
By the way, can we say that even WWE is having this issue, right? Like, stop doing the Mexican Destroyer. Because the Mexican Destroyer is not a finisher. Yet a regular pile driver, oh my God!
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? That's stupid.
They need to do a company-wide edict again. Yeah. I don't know why Triple H doesn't do it because he's one of those old school guys. Keep one move to one wrestler. Do not let any other wrestler do that one move. I know switching music is too far gone.
Poor thing.
I think very hard to switching music and spear, the most overused finishers ever now.
Yeah.
But like, come on, give Mexican Destroyer to Penta and let everyone else like not do it. Right?
Yeah. But even then, you didn't like recently remember the pile driver was this big deal, a banned move, right? Yeah. Now you have Penta doing the Mexican Destroyer not as a finisher, as a regular move, not putting away people. How does that even make any sense?
Yeah, yeah. I actually appreciated that they did that for the pile driver. Like, I wish they kind of scale it back. So that if there's ever a match where, for example, two hated rivals and they were to trade or copy the finisher, it feels like a big deal.
Yes, yeah. It feels like a thing. Now it's like, whatever. So anyway, yeah, sorry for the tangent here. Let's carry on. Swerve and Osprey. Remember when Swerve was like, oh, he could be the main event hero of... now he's hanging out with Osprey. Another guy who used to be a guy we thought could be the face of the company. No, they are fighting They wish they were the faces of the company. EVPs, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, and... Oh god, okay, the stipulations. If Osprey and Strickland lose, they cannot challenge for the AEW World Championship for 1 year. If the Young Bucks lose, they will be stripped of their EVP titles. Thoughts?
You know what? That makes me want to root for Osprey and Swerve. Like, fuck it. Let's go. Come on.
What have they done with these EVP titles other than like... So
remember when they came back and had the gimmick of being the EVPs and started dressing up well?
Yeah.
That went nowhere.
Yeah, no, exactly, right? It's not like they've been running roughshod. And as EVPs, they are even kowtowing to John Moxley and his group. How does that make sense? Or shouldn't they be trying to position themselves in a place where they can hold all the titles as EVP? It feels like two separate universes.
It was
disjointed.
It was a missed opportunity, right? To do the whole storyline where like the cops and the corrupt criminals are in cahoots with each other. You know what I mean? Like, this could be a whole Batman situation if they did it right.
You expect them to have subtlety and storytelling? What the hell is wrong with you, man?
I try. I always have high hopes.
And I love, right? Like, I've seen clips of like, the Young Bucks like making decisions on the fly. Like, because they think this is how evil, like bad bosses do it. Like, this is very reminiscent of Attitude Era nonsense, where you would have positions of power, people in position of power just make calls. Oh, this match is now a no DQ match. The Rock did it recently, right?
Yeah.
So I love how they do it, but then like they do it in Gorilla, where Tony Khan is obviously sitting there, and Tony Khan's okay with all this shit.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, they gave him the Meltzer driver.
What was the payoff for that?
Yeah, exactly. You killed the boss. The boss wore a neck brace, and then now the boss is okay. The boss is so chill with them throwing their power around, being corrupted influences, and oh god, and the one guy he feared for his life, he fired him. Like, there's no logic to any of this.
Can I ask you a question? What happened to the guy that pile drove him?
Nothing.
You know who I'm talking about?
Who?
Your scapegoat. Where's the scapegoat now?
Oh yeah, CM Punk.
No.
Wait, no, not CM Punk. Oh,
Jungle Boy Jack Perry, bro.
Hey, where did he go?
Exactly, that's my question. Where the fuck is he? Isn't he the whole reason for this whole nonsense? He came back, didn't he align himself with the Young Bucks and then did the whole... Because I think AEW has recently started putting out old matches, like full matches, which I appreciate, good for them. So they had like a rewind match between Jack Perry and Darby Allin. Last year's All In, a coffin match. So that match, they actually put over Jungle Boy, right?
Yeah. Where's he now? Is he injured?
I have no idea. No follow-up. Not sure. I don't know. I really don't know. So...
To me, the Young Bucks are an anti-draw. I see them less likely to watch.
Well, it doesn't take away what they've done. Like, they founded a company, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like there are certain things where, like, you hire someone, they build a foundation, and then now they've done their job.
Yeah.
They need to go beyond the legacy of the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Like they can be known as founders. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
But like, I think even the promotion has outpassed them.
Yeah, outgrown them. Look, you're right. They need to lose this lah. It's as simple as that. They lose this, and then they can finally be done with the EVP gimmick, and then they can move on and do something else. Maybe repackage. Definitely what they need, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you got two more matches. The men's and women's casino gauntlet match. We don't know who are the participants yet. This is for a future world title shot lah.
I believe MJF has called his shot, so probably MJF. I think MJF, clear front runner, should get back in title contention.
He's won how many diamond rings and all these like I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Unless they make a new star, but please God, don't tell me it's like Mystico. Even though I love his Mexican music, like I don't know who are they gonna build, right?
Bro.
Okay lah, maybe. Fuck, what the fuck has this guy done recently?
Other than getting a Twitter beef, I don't know, man. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Let's move on to the next match then. Kazuchika Okada, the Continental Breakfast Champion, versus Kenny Omega, the International Breakfast Champion. This is a winner take all to unify, to become the Unified Championship, which sounds like it should be a main event title, but I don't know. This is like, whatever lah.
Missed opportunity to call it the Intercontinental title. It was just there. It was just sitting there.
Yeah, no, but I think
International and Continental.
I think they want to brand this as a secondary main title.
I've heard. Yes, I've heard this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
Because the main title is being held up in a suitcase, in a briefcase.
Yeah, and the TNT has just gone to shits. It was supposed to be the second title.
Yeah.
Intercontinental title. This is very hard for me, right? Because I was a huge fan of Okada versus Omega. Like, if you knew anything about Japanese wrestling during that period, I would say that there was a recent boom period, right? The whole when Chris Jericho went to New Japan, people start to learn more about Japanese wrestling, and then they were putting up banger like Wrestle Kingdoms, right?
Yeah.
And I remember in 2019, I actually went to Japan. So I went to like their Tokyo store, New Japan store, and like everyone was like a star at that point in time, right? You had the Naitos of the world, you had even Jay White was a star then, you had all these big names that felt like a big deal in Japan.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. Okay, it's like, okay, you know how I feel, right? It's like you do The Rock versus Stone Cold now, 15 years later, in AEW.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like they are so synonymous with New Japan, but they're doing it in like it just feels everything's so watered down.
Yeah. And like you said, they're older, much older already. AEW has done nothing to elevate their position, you know, by featuring them all the time in shit matches and making them look bad. I am okay, and as someone who is not even that big of a New Japan fan, right? This is I feel like this is exactly it. It's like, John Cena, not John Cena, Stone Cold versus The Rock. But in 2025, no, man. I do not want to see this match. Okada, especially if you've been watching AEW recently, Okada hasn't really impressed.
Hasn't done anything to keep his legacy, right?
No, so there's like, I don't know. This is just, you are just building off of legacy in this match. And to me, as a non-New Japan fan, it's not enough to make me want to watch.
Even if I was a New Japan fan, I'm actually worried to watch this match.
Yeah.
Because everything I thought that was brilliant about them from 8 years ago, I do not want that memory to be tarnished.
Yeah. If anything, if they somehow pull out a banger, then maybe that will make people go, oh shit, they still have it. And then you will watch it back in retrospect, right? Go back and watch it. But I don't think this is going to, to the mainstream audience, sell tickets.
Okay, do you think, maybe I give a fair comparison, did you enjoy watching the recent John Cena versus CM Punk match? Did it make you feel like, okay, now I want to actually watch back the old match?
Yes. Because those two are arguably much bigger names.
Yeah.
Like there's not even a comparison in the mainstream zeitgeist, right? CM Punk versus John Cena is a much bigger event and happening.
Yeah. And even though, yes, I know them for so long, right? And actually they look like they are a step behind.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like just how they carried themselves, the match, the environment, the response, everything felt like electric, and it could stand on its own. Like even if I didn't see the previous Cena, John Cena CM Punk match, I could still like enjoy this match for what it was, and then compare it in retrospect and still not feel that it was tarnished.
Because of storytelling, there are two characters going head to head. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but what is Okada and Omega's story outside of I'm the best wrestler?
So this is where the missed opportunity have occurred lah. Like I don't watch enough AEW storylines recently to know whether they did follow through on this. I hope they did. So if there was, I'm pretty sure if Gaddafi is watching this podcast, you can let me know whether this was actually followed through. But do you remember when Okada debuted in AEW? Essentially, he was the replacement that kicked out Kenny Omega when he had diverticulitis.
Yes.
And then he became the replacement member of the Elite,
Yeah.
standing toe-to-toe with the Young Bucks. So Young Bucks ejected out Omega and brought in Okada as a replacement.
Mm.
If they had followed through on that storyline, from
Mm.
that time, that happened to his return from injury, and then they say, you know what, you took away or
My
you
spot.
replaced me, yeah, now I'm
Uh.
gonna win back. Like, if that thread was carried through all the way now, then this would have been one of the most eagerly anticipated matches in my opinion.
But I'll even argue that is that even a strong storyline? When you talk about Cena and CM Punk, there are so many layers. That's
Yeah.
an onion. This is a rock. There's no layers.
No,
Other than you
you're
took
right.
my spot.
You're right. So like the storyline needs to be brought back into the present, be contextualized with the history that we know that they have, but there has to be a very compelling current recent storyline.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they do have, please let us know in the chat, okay?
Yeah. And you know what? If people always say, okay, doesn't matter the storyline, they're gonna put out a beggar match. I'm also doubting whether they can. And you're right.
At this point, right? Well,
yeah.
like, can they even match their previous matches? That's the question. Let's not even talk about surpass, because I don't think that's gonna happen.
Dave Meltzer give them like 6.5 stars or 7 stars or some shit like that. I don't think.
Whatever lah. Okay, let's move on to the next match. I don't know which is gonna be the main event. But okay, we have Timeless Tony Storm versus Mercedes Moné. I don't think that will be the main event, right?
I don't think so too.
Okay,
But,
this is for the AEW Women's World Championship. Tell me about, because Mercedes has still been doing this belt collector gimmick. She's winning belts left, right, and center. Is this going to be the first belt she loses? Or I mean, the first match she loses?
Yeah. Technically, she hasn't been officially defeated, if I'm not wrong, in AEW. She has too many belts. Like, she's really going running around a belt collector gimmick. I would say AEW is perfect for her. Now that I've seen her, right, and I know, honestly, I feel WWE wouldn't have been the right position for her. She would not be able to fit in this current era right now as well.
Yeah.
She just needs to be the star. She needs to be the main star, and she doesn't want to be controlled. So basically, she is like she likes to work hybrid lah. Essentially.
Yo, what Gen Z's? Yeah, this one.
No, because if you want to be a WWE top star, you gotta put it in the hours. You gotta be able to play within the system.
Yeah.
And she has historically thrown tantrums every time she hasn't gotten away. Right? So she can't do what Bailey does, because Bailey can put out with a lot more shit lah.
Yeah.
But Sasha needs to be in this position that she's in right now.
But okay, so she's then is she one of those people that she think her shit don't stink?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it feels like that, doesn't it? Like,
it
she's
comes
just
across like that.
Doing this whole thing where she's collecting belts left, right, and center. Like, there's no real reason to watch her.
Yeah,
like, she's always gotta be the best. And then now, if she loses, where does she go from here?
Yeah, like, I don't know about her, what she's trying to achieve, other than making it about her. To be honest,
that's exactly what it feels like. Her entire run thus far has been about elevating herself.
Yeah, which is I get it. Like, you want to prove yourself, in the outside of WWE, but there are ways to do it where you still feel respected by the fans.
Yeah, and in the way she's done it, nobody respects her. I mean, okay, I shouldn't say it like that. The way she's done it, it seems very like, whatever lor.
Yeah. But then it makes her perfect sense to be the main person in AEW. Like, she can be the top women's star. But I think the AEW fans even would root for Toni Storm more.
Yes,
like, Timeless
correct.
Toni is their girl.
Yes. So should Mercedes win the title and then take the belt off Toni and add an extra belt to her? Like looking at this match, I feel like there's either way, I'm not interested.
Okay, if I was the booker, if I want to really tell a compelling story, I want this match to be the start of Mercedes Moné's descent into losing everything and descent into madness.
So she doesn't win the AEW Women's World Championship. Arguably the only championship that actually is prestigious.
Correct. So hear me out. She doesn't win, she loses, and then she gets obsessed with, like, I need to win this title to complete my set. She gets so obsessed that she starts losing all her other belts.
Ah.
So like because of like she's so distracted by this, and then someone opportunistically wins the TBS title. She goes to Mexico, and then like Timeless
Yeah.
Tony Storm is like kind of like haunting her there, and then she drops the title. So it goes along for months and months, and then finally she's left with nothing except her obsession with that one belt she cannot win, and then she wins that belt finally.
Does she do it as
Now
a face or heel?
I think she still does it
Heel.
as a heel, like a heel that somehow everyone now is rooting for her to win, something like that. Delusionally,
Dilulu.
delusionalist. Is there a correct spelling for it? Yeah. So
Yeah.
then that will be a very interesting character.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would watch that. Like her getting so obsessed. I need to win this title that I lose everything.
You know what that means, right?
What?
That means that Mercedes is gonna win the title, and then she's just gonna do her dance, and that's it. Bro, that's what Tony Khan's gonna give you. Now that you said the logical thing, Tony will go the other way. Because he needs to feed her ego. At this point, I'm like,
at this point, I'm not surprised if Tony and Mercedes got a thing for each other. Oh no, but cannot. Got the Beast Mortos in the picture right now.
oh, is the Beast Mortals dating Mercedes Monet?
Hence why you see the Beast Mortos in the main event scene recently in AEW, bro.
Okay, well, cool. Hashtag, oh no, let's talk about the main event. Most likely John Moxley, the champ, versus Hangman Adam Page. Texas Death Match.
Ooh.
Okay, is this going to be the match that wraps up the whole event? Is this the main event? It has to be, right?
It should be. Okay. Well, let me say one nice thing first of all. Finally, they actually have a Texas death match in Texas. Okay, good for them.
Good, yeah, good for them. Finally, yeah. Okay. Again, I haven't been watching a lot of it, but every time I see social media stuff about Hangman, about on their main page, like because they're promoting the matches, right? I don't know if it's because of the old Hangman stuff, the stink that he has from the CM Punk interactions, the thoughtful cowboy stuff. I can't take him seriously.
That's why it's a bit very interesting, because it's like he's clearly a very flawed character at this point in time. His name has been diminished in a way.
It's not flawed in a I want to watch, because like you can argue CM Punk is a very flawed character. Seth Rollins is a very flawed character, but they come across as stars. Whereas Hangman does not come across as, well, neither does John Moxley. But I guess that's the problem here.
They come across as stars of this level.
Yeah, they are stars of the indie. That's what they are.
Yeah. Okay. I guess the fans are right now back on Hangman's side. Like he cut a very babyface promo in Mexico. He got the Spanish fans on him. He got the I've forgiven or moved on from Swerve. So they are like, oh, okay, this guy got redemption. So he has things going for him that makes people want to cheer for him to win against John Moxley, right?
Yeah. Before we carry on, I just have to say, of course he forgave Swerve. I mean, he was the one that burned Swerve's house down.
But then he said, but you deserved it. And then Swerve replied, yes, I know. That's how they moved on from that feud, bro.
Bro, if somebody burned my house down, there would be no moving on, okay? That would be, like, this is the stupid world of wrestling, I guess. We have to accept that.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, okay, so character-wise, yes, it makes sense for them to have a Texas Deathmatch because both of them are well-known proponents of Texas Deathmatches, right?
Yeah, they're both garbage match wrestlers, yes.
So in the sense of continuity, at least it's in line with their characters, right?
Yeah. And John Moxley hijacking the title. Has he shown is it still in the briefcase?
Yes, still in the briefcase.
Okay, there you go. Like, you could argue that yes, that has made the fans want somebody to beat him. Finally, somebody beat him so that you can free the title from the briefcase. So, even though they have they even explained why it's in the briefcase?
Nope. I mean, in the sense that he wants to change the culture of the company. I mean, that's still...
What the does that mean? Okay, you know what I think happened? He actually lost the title, and then that's why he pitched this idea of having it in a briefcase. He don't know, lose it somewhere in the airport somewhere, and then that's why he's like, shit, I don't want to tell my boss that I lost my big gold belt. I think, let me pitch an idea where it's always in the briefcase.
Remind me of the Chris Jericho. Remember when he won the title, he lost it one time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, at least Chris was honest enough to say, oh, I lost it.
It's so funny because this technically feels like it is a big deal for AEW for sure. Like,
yeah,
Hangman holding it, John holding it for so long, Hangman hasn't held the title in years at this point in time. He has had to rebuild his character. Like it makes sense to have Hangman be the champion at this point in time.
Yeah.
My only question is it gonna devolve into like a blood fest?
Yes, we know these two. Like, we've seen them in their other match. They love this shit. There's gonna be staple guns and screwdrivers and like
There's gonna be Hangman drinking the blood and
yeah,
all that shit.
bed of barbed wire. It's a garbage match. That's why there's a part of me that hopes that Timeless Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné is the main event. At least a wrestling match.
Or Okada and Omega is the main event.
Sure, but then that's saying like, oh, okay, this title is actually bigger than the... Look, there's still the perception, right? The world title should be number one. So everything about this card is like,
That's why, okay, that's the problem, right? This should be the top match or the main event, but I do not want it to be a bloodfest garbage match. Like
but you know it's gonna be. It's gonna be. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I'll give you one more suggestion. Rock and Austin WrestleMania 17 was a no DQ match.
Okay,
but people don't remember it as a garbage wrestling match. It was actually a very smartly wrestled match with no hold but elements that felt dramatic and real, stakes.
But we know it's Jon Moxley and Adam Page, and they like that kind of stuff, and they will not be able to help themselves.
Okay,
because Tony Khan will give them free reign. I challenge them to do a technical masterpiece. Come, let's challenge them. Okay, maybe they'll do it for us.
Okay, as you listen to the podcast. Here's what I hope would happen. Here's what I wish. They have a 20-minute match. The first 13 minutes, I give discount. The first 12 minutes is a wrestling classic.
Okay.
They endeavor to have a wrestling match for the first 12 minutes before it devolves into shit.
Hip toss and arm drags and shit like that.
No, it can be a very wild, emotionally charged brawl. Like The Rock and Stone Cold, where they just punch, kick, and stuff. Yeah. But at least it's in the context of a wrestling match environment. And then they will reach a certain level where, fuck, I'm desperate. Now I pull off the weapon. Like, it has to make sense.
Bro, you give 12 minutes, I give 12 seconds.
Fuck.
I'm sure the first spot will be somebody going through a table already.
Bro, the bell ring, both of them run out of the ring, take
weapon. Bro, you know what I think is going to happen?
What?
The bell haven't even ring. Adam Page jumps Jon Moxley and they start using weapons already. They will come out with weapons on. They will have like Hangman's probably gonna hang Jon Moxley at some point with a noose. I foresee all that shit to happen.
I did enjoy Hangman doing the buckshot on Marina Shafir. That was fun.
Sure, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yay, let's cheer a man beating up a woman. Woo, yay.
Yeah, let's just cheer that. Okay, I hope there's a situation where he actually defeats one by one, or like people come out and help him to defeat the rest of the Death Riders so that he can have Moxley by himself, right?
And Avengers portal scene, is it?
Their own version of it, I guess.
It seems to be the norm now. Unfortunately, it's become a thing. And
the cinematic matches was in the 2020s, and then the Avengers storyline matches in the 2025s. Yeah.
Hangman wins.
Yeah, I think Hangman needs to win
after a disgusting bloodbath.
I hope not, but probably.
What do you hope not? You know it's gonna happen. Just accept it, bro. This AEW.
No. Okay.
Why would you even think otherwise? Why would you disappoint yourself into thinking they are gonna wrestle?
You know what would disappoint me, bro?
What?
Jon Moxley retains.
Oh my god! Imagine that, and that's the
okay.
It depends on where this card is on. This match is on the card. If this match is before any other match, then Jon Moxley retains.
Okay. Two things needs to happen next weekend.
Yes.
Gunther needs to win and Jon Moxley needs to lose. Those two things need to happen.
Exactly. 100%. That being said, that's your AEW All In. I will wait and see. And then if I see some really interesting clips, then maybe I might be convinced to go watch it after the fact. But I'm not going to watch it live, for sure. So, and to be fair, I'm not going to watch Saturday night's main event live either. I'll probably watch it the next day on a better timing.
Yeah, so essentially we're still going to review both shows lah. Just that. Whether we watch it or how we watch it, up to debate.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
Fair enough.
Let's talk about the third event that's happening. Oh my god, so much wrestling, right?
Last one, let's go.
By this time, would people be so worn out and not bother watching Evolution. I actually feel very bad for Evolution. Okay, not just there's so much wrestling to be watched. This is coming as the last one, but also, like we alluded to earlier, the build has only been 2 weeks. It hasn't been great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because of injuries, Liv Morgan,
Yeah.
and just the short runtime,
Yeah.
and the fact that a lot of these characters are cold.
And the fact that they did not put Stephanie Verker on the poster.
Oh my,
Missed
you're
opportunity.
right. Why?
Missed opportunity.
What happened to Stephanie? What's she doing?
Stephanie went on Raw but hasn't had a feud yet.
Maybe
Remember,
she's okay.
even Julia got her title win.
Yeah.
Stephanie's
Well,
not anything.
there is a match that Stephanie could very well win, and we'll get to that. But first of all, Jade Cargill versus Naomi, no holds barred.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
The feud carried on from WrestleMania. I actually don't mind this match at all.
Yeah.
I do want to see Naomi win though.
Ooh. Okay. For me, this is the most storyline stakes match of the entire card.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because this is probably this is not going to be anywhere near a main event match.
Which I love. I love that they actually have an actual storyline for the women's division.
Yeah, but it's not for like a title or you know what I mean? Like if any match deserves a spotlight, it should be this. But it's just a no holds barred match lah.
But knowing the historic booking of Money in the Bank winners, they're gonna book them to lose all the way until they actually cash in.
Yes, correct. So, and they have to keep Jade strong anyway. Let's just make this a quick match. Unfortunately, I still feel like Jade is not built to have a long match. The longer she's in there, the more likely she's gonna botch.
So she's a Goldberg lah.
She's a Goldberg, yes. So you book her like Goldberg, have her smash over Naomi. It's a no holds barred match, so they can get away with doing a lot more like punch kick stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and I do want Naomi to win, but booking wise, I understand if Jade wins lah this match.
Yeah, and they need to keep Jade strong. But here's the thing: do you quash the beef here? No, right? You cannot, right? Like this is literally the only thing that's made Jade interesting. The fact that she has a nemesis in Naomi, you cannot quash this already.
Bro, you know what? You know what would make this whole thing interesting?
What?
Bianca returns.
What? And what plays peacekeeper? No, don't fight.
No, an alliance with Naomi.
Okay, I hear you. Yes.
Then that will be interesting because maybe they can kind of like reveal it after the fact or in other future shows that actually they have been making peace behind the scenes, and then Naomi makes Bianca realize that actually all along the problem has been Jade. Oof.
Okay. Let me suggest something different.
Sure.
Let me suggest a three-way feud where the three of them can't stand each other. So there's no face versus heel. Bianca comes out and clocks the both of them and walks off.
Bianca and Jade need to start that dissension between them though.
Exactly. No. So this is how you do it. Instead of having Bianca ally with Naomi, which kind of doesn't make sense, have this be a three-way feud. So Jade is sort of like, okay, we'll see whether she leans face or heel in this, right? You got Bianca, who's technically a face. You got Naomi, who's a full-on heel. At least now you have three sides of the coin, right? Three sides of the pyramid. I don't know. Anyway, she comes in, she clocks both of them because she's just sick of all this bullshit, right? Yeah. And then in the chaos, Naomi struggles and puts a hand on Jade and wins. And now Jade has a problem with Bianca. Naomi has a problem with Bianca. Bianca has a problem with both of them. They can, I want to see these three women. To me, the three of them together would make for a compelling storyline.
I see where you're going.
But that said, I'm pretty sure Jade's going to win.
After all that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just being realistic, right? I think that's the booking.
Yeah, probably. I would argue that this actually is the match that interests me the most.
Yes, agree.
Because of Naomi. I mean, Jade has her aura. I get that. But like Naomi has been carrying this, bro.
I'm interested to see hear the crowd reaction to Jade. I feel like she's slowly losing crowd support because she's like we talked about there's no connection to the crowd. She's just a vibe. She visually looks cool, but beyond that, okay.
I get you.
Tiffany Stratton, the women's champion versus Trish Stratus for the championship. Look, we talked about it just now. I'm off the Tiffy train. Their entire promo was so cringe.
Yep.
Tiffy is gonna have to carry Trish. Because no disrespect to Trish, she was one of the best in her time. Yeah. But the wrestlers of now, the women wrestlers of now, are leagues beyond her, and she's not in her prime anymore. So I think it's going to be an ugly match, honestly.
I feel that I feel that Tiffany right now really needs to suffer losses really. But I think she's gonna lose the title at SummerSlam.
Okay, but not to Trish lah.
No, but not the Trish. Like Trish, okay, this one is gonna be an easy victory for Tiff, unfortunately. I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately for us lah. But I think it will be a way for Tiff to have another notch under her belt, beat this legend, right? Then keep her strong, Roman Reigns strong for SummerSlam. Where my prediction I think still stands. Whether Jade wins or defeats doesn't matter because at the end of this, Naomi's gonna cash it.
Correct. And then, you have a Naomi run, which makes a lot of sense, right? I literally do not care a single iota about this match because the whole legend returning thing, Trish has returned how many times already?
Yeah, she has devalued her returns, bro.
Yeah, she has. She 100% has. And I'm actually more interested in seeing Nikki Bella return, to be honest.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, but Trish has come back way too many times at this point for this to be something worth watching. And we know the result, right? So unless they really do something like out of this world, like what, Nia Jax gonna interfere? Like,
nah, we don't want to go run that thread again.
Again, right? Yeah.
God damn it, no, bro. No.
Candice LeRae, is she still around?
She
they
hasn't
release
been.
her?
No, they haven't been fired. She's with her DIY husband.
Oh yeah. Okay, who cares? So again, not interested in this match. Let's talk about the next one: Battle Royale for the Women's World Championship match at Clash in Paris. Okay, so there are a few people like very obviously missing on the card. Stephanie Vacker.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Stephanie Vacqua. Being one of them. I guess Julia could be in this match. Zelina Vega. We talked about her just now. Green.
Chelsea Green. I think Asuka should be in this match. Asuka didn't manage to win the title, the Queen of the Ring, so I think it makes sense for her to be in this match as well.
Kairi Sane.
I mean, there's gonna be a lot of very decent wrestlers,
Yeah.
Proper reasons to be in this match, yeah.
Who should win and get a shot at Clash in Paris? Is it too soon for Vacqua?
Hear me out. So Rhea wins back the title. Wait, so I know I'm spoiling the next matches.
You're jumping ahead, huh? Okay.
Yeah, but imagine, bro, Rhea and Stephanie Vacker for the title. Ooh. And then Stephanie Vacker doing the devil's kiss on Rhea Ripley.
Wow.
My mind will be blown.
See, you're thinking with a different head.
Hey, sorry, hey, excuse me.
You're thinking with a different head on that one, bro.
Oh no.
Oh no, okay. Oh no. But yeah, so other than Vacqua, like who else do you think?
Okay. Or hear me out.
Chelsea Green, come on. We talk about how Chelsea Green should be in the main event. This could be her shot.
Okay.
Like a shock victory.
I love Chelsea, but maybe she's my third choice. My second option would be Io retains.
Okay.
Asuka wins this. Your favorite, bro. Women's Joshi Wrestling Dream Match Spankfest. Let's go.
Spankfest, eh? Okay, come. There's another shirt. Now, Shuang, do your magic.
Oh no. Okay, you get what I mean. Like, there are possibilities, but it depends on who wins which matches.
Yes, correct. I'm just there for them yelling at each other in Japanese. I'm just there for that. That's about it. And then Kairi Sane tries to come in to calm them both down, and then all three of them yell in Japanese.
Did you see Kairi Sane's promo on SmackDown?
Yes.
Or was it on Raw? Where she looks like a Final Fantasy character, bro.
Yeah, I think they're leading into that whole,
Bro, they make her, I don't know, they do some CGI animation on her. She looks so like an avatar character, looking person.
They did the like Meitu, like cleared up everything. Like, but she, I mean,
I tell you, they found a gem in her. Like, of all the very kawaii looking women in the world, WWE managed to get the most kawaii looking of them all.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, good for her. Yeah.
Unfortunately, she has zero storyline.
Yeah, and zero character ability to cut promo. We did beyond that.
She's just a look, and that's about it.
She's a vibe. She's a vibe.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Vacqua on this one, and my underdog pick is obviously Chelsea Green.
I I would say Vakwa and Asuka. Keep Asuka strong. Asuka is beloved at this point in time.
Like we talked about, I think Asuka is gonna go into a tag team with Kyrie, and then you have Asuka and Kyrie versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair.
Ooh, are you spoiling the results already, sir?
Yes, sir. Because wait, I thought this was a team versus team thing. No, it's a 4-way. I didn't even realize this. Shit.
Exactly. Oh wait, so we kind of spoiled whatever we wanted to say. Okay, fine.
I guess let's move on. Right?
Okay.
The next match, fatal 4-way tag team match for the women's tag team championships. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus two other teams. Do we even have two other teams? Is it going to be the Hervis, Secret Hervis?
I think they might be. I think the Hervis will make sense at this point in time. Actually, they are a proper team.
Didn't Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair beat the Hervis?
Oh yeah, wait. They beat the Hervis and the Mia Yim and B-Fact to be in this match.
Oh, that's great. They don't need to be in this match. Oh. Who else is even around?
Bro, it's someone from NXT lah.
It's
supposed to be a Raw, SmackDown, and NXT tag team.
Okay.
So the Raw will be the Roxanne and Raquel defending their titles against the SmackDown team of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and an NXT tag team. Fatal Attraction, maybe? Are they still around? Still around, right?
JC Jane. No, JC Jane has another match.
JC Jane is a champion.
Yeah,
she's the NXT champion.
Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix.
Yeah, could be them. Could be them, right? There's no other women's tag teams.
They got la. What's the Tatum Paxley and the other one? Oh, their names are I gotta say, like I don't. Maybe it's a Gen Z thing. Like maybe Gen Zers are like, yeah, these names are totally normal, but their names I'm like, I can't fucking remember any of them.
Who did the YouTube? Someone did a YouTube video, damn funny. Wrestler name or porn star name?
Oh yeah.
Who did it? I can't remember.
I can't remember who. But yeah, no, some of these names are ridiculous.
Hey, that's a content idea for both of us. We find a non-wrestling fan here in Singapore, a girl perhaps. I say, okay, I need you to guess this name, wrestler name or porn star
name. Oh my god, yes.
Actually quite funny. Let's do that.
Bro, Alexa Bliss, if you're a non-wrestling fan,
yeah, exactly right.
That's a porn star name right there. Okay, but anyway, it's not gonna be the NXT tag team that wins this, right?
Yeah.
And you just put together Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. How are you gonna have them not win? Like, isn't the whole idea of they are the very stereotypical, unlikely alliance tag team, right? We've seen this ad nauseum, and it can work. We know it can work.
Yeah. The only thing I like about this team is the fact that Charlotte is away from the main title scene.
Yeah. Okay. Is this how we get a situation where they don't win and then Charlotte turns on Alexa and then we get Alexa versus Charlotte?
Too soon.
Yeah?
Too soon. Okay. I think they need to go for that, right? And if you've been watching the matches and like the interactions, I think Alexa has brought out a bit of Charlotte's more chill side. And like, I think the crowd has been like, have you seen the crowd sentiment online? Like the crowd has been enjoying like, wow, Charlotte finally got show personality. Finally, Charlotte a bit more likable because she's not too hard up about becoming champion. Like maybe her being vulnerable was the key all along.
Yeah. So you got Alexa, and maybe Alexa is just being cool mom with Charlotte.
I don't know what's their history because apparently they reference that they used to be friends in NXT. I never remember them having friend interactions. What was that about?
Because Charlotte was always wrapped up with the 4 horsewomen. I feel like they never really had a lot of interaction. Alexa Bliss always felt like, it's a separate world.
Side character with the Blake and Murphy, right?
Yeah. And can we just, I don't know if you realize this, but Buddy, like Murphy, dated Alexa, married Rhea. Bro won in life, bro. Who cares what he does? Yeah. He won in life.
Bro got a 10 and a 10.
Yeah. How do you get a 10 and a 10 in life like that?
If he never dated any girl in the world ever again, he no need to worry, bro. He really got the best.
Yeah. Twice. He got the best twice.
Somebody, I think he had that interview with Chris Van Vliet or something like that, where he talked about how I think he tried to choke out Rhea, like they were sparring. And then like she was putting her in like a triangle choke and told her to tap out, but she would not tap out to the point that his leg cramped out and he had to let her go. So and then Buddy was saying like, wow, this girl can't even tap out. I am never gonna cheat on her ever. I will never cheat on her. Like, this girl can kill me, bro. You know
yeah. I love it.
And you know what? I believe him.
Yeah.
Who want to cheat on? I mean, except you're Dominic Mysterio, like dirty dog.
Oh, see, that's why he's so hated. That's why that was a brilliant storyline because you already had the best and you go and cheat on that. What's wrong with you?
But I mean, yeah, do you
That's
still
right.
remember that Liv Morgan, like, a woman like me can't handle, and then she turned around and showed her booty shots. Yeah,
Booty, yeah.
that's the reason why he fell, bro. That's why he wavered a bit, bro.
Wavered, huh? But yeah, anyway, Buddy Murphy, all our collective respect. I was gonna say hero, but then I realized no, we are also very lucky in our lives.
Yeah,
so
we're very
yes,
happy.
obviously,
We all have our own tens, It's all
Yes.
it's all relative, but again, it's Alexa, please. Damn it.
10.
Hey,
Okay, come.
even that 10 got Cassie Lee, so good for him as well.
Oh yeah, oh my god, yeah. So allow. Forget it. The fact that he's like don't know what he's doing now with some. Oh my god, I watch NXT. I casually watch NXT. Like I'm bored. I have it in the background, right? The Death Rebel needs to fucking stop it. Like really, the Death Rebel hate is 100% justified.
Justified. This is awful chance.
Yeah, like literally every song, like there has to be a quote before every intro, and then talking about that guy. Oh my god, I forgot his name. The 10.
Sean Spears.
Sean Spears. His intro is like fucking like one paragraph of speech before the song hits. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Okay, you see, Death Rebel took the Jim Johnston school of making theme songs too literally. Because the thing about Jim Johnston was he incorporated elements of the character and then made it into a song. So that's why hence the glass break, hence the Rock's call out. But it was the Rock only calling out.
Yeah.
It's not everyone and their mother Undertaker rest in peace. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, okay, dude. Go and watch it, right? And like it's like there is truth, there's pain in truth, but the truth will set you free or something. Like it's a full-on like sentence. It's not just like, like Queen. Or it's not just like I don't know. You're going to listen, it's stupid as fuck.
No, it's dumb. Okay, NXT can go on another tangent, but I'm very curious, like, because you used to be like NXT full-on supporter, right? But has NXT fell off a bit since the recent like movement of the stars?
There have been some, like they're trying with some of these, and there's a lot of you can see like, okay, these guys are destined for the main event, right? But when I see people like poor, what's his face, the Mafia guy.
Oh fuck, Tony D'Angelo,
and then now he's feuding with the guy who used to be his underboss, Stacks.
Stacks, yeah.
The Chad. Did you say Tony lah?
Yeah. You know what? Like there are some characters that just needs to just stay there forever.
Yeah. Like I'm like, shouldn't you get caught up already? Like you're still doing the whole Italian gimmick in NXT. Like what? Them longs, yeah.
Bro, how's our bro Dante Chen? I saw that he went to Evolve.
So I haven't seen him on NXT. I don't watch Evolve, so I don't know what's going on.
You know what's so sad? A lot of the people that he brought in has passed him by.
The gatekeeper thing really has come to pass, and that sucks for us,
Yeah, but he still has a job, so
Yeah.
Good for you.
At the end of the day, it's like, can you appeal to the North American crowd? That's a very important question to answer.
So I would argue that actually he has a connection with the NXT crowd. Have you read the comments? A lot of the NXT fans actually like him, like his song. I mean, a lot of him like his song, but like feel that he should be in a higher spot than he is. So I don't think it's the crowd. I think it's management. Management doesn't see him as anything interesting or more.
Okay, so there is a difference, right? I feel like the NXT crowd, they are your ride or dies. They are the ones who will support you. They see you every week, They know you're trying your best, right?
Yeah. They want them to succeed. They want the rest to succeed.
I wouldn't take an NXT crowd as an accurate barometer. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But if I was, I had Dante in a feud with Brian Pillman Jr., right? Freaking Lexis King. He lost that, sure. But shouldn't that be propelling him to a new feud? Like keep him on TV. He's not even on TV. That's the problem.
The problem now is there are so many other people. That's the other thing. Talking about Lexis King, he's like there, but he's involved in some like the cup. They have that cup. What the fuck is that cup thing?
The Heritage Cup.
Heritage Cup. Like he's sort of there in that situation. He's Lexis King hasn't been elevated. Like he's still there at least.
Yeah.
But I don't really see much of him. Like maybe they think that he needs more training or whatever it is. And then remember Dark State that
Yeah.
The what is it? Retribution wannabe.
Yeah.
They like suddenly disappeared, and then they're just cutting promos, and the promos suck, bro.
Oh, and they kind of push the Jasper, that guy that won the LFG,
Yeah,
to
Jasper Troy.
suddenly be a main eventer with
Yeah.
Oba family. So I get it, like they are kind of pushing different people. My hope is that if say Dante Chen now go back to Evolve, because Evolve has a title,
Mm.
at least let him win a championship in
Yeah.
Evolve.
Yeah. And then
And
build a character. Okay, look, ultimately, we all know we love Traxxas, we love Dante, right? But like, in this North American crowd, wow, you need a character for people to get behind. A reason for the mainstream
him
average
being
person to care about.
Singaporean, not enough.
Yes, again, I always go back to this, right? Like, wearing the Singapore flag is great, but being Singaporean is not a gimmick. Like how I say being Japanese is not a gimmick.
Correct. It's the same. It's the Sami Zayn thing, right? Sami Zayn became popular when he started building himself as a character, somebody from the bloodline, blah blah blah. I would argue Dante Chen needs something to bounce off. So that's why I was very I thought I was very hopeful when he was partnered with Robert Stone as the manager or something like that. Like it could have led to something.
That led nowhere.
It led nowhere, yeah, exactly. So I think they might have had an idea, it dropped after a bit. So
That sucks.
yeah.
Okay, let's move on though. The four-way tag team match, Raquel and Okay, so here's my thing. You just put together this Alexa Bliss Charlotte Flair team. I don't think they should lose. But also, you just put together Roxanne and Raquel. So it's like, where do we go?
I would say maybe Charlotte and Alexa lose here, but then eventually they have a rematch at SummerSlam, perhaps.
And because this is a four-way, they don't have to take the pin. The NXT team can
basically
take
the NXT team.
Yeah. And then at least you have the uneasy alliance between Raquel and Roxanne. Raquel can be like, okay, like you're no live, but like I guess we got through this together.
Yeah, maybe we can. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, right?
Because if you have them lose here, immediately Raquel and Roxanne are like, no, right? Like they should be feuding already, right?
Correct. So yeah, it's I guess that's what's gonna happen. That's what's happening.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Io Sky versus Rhea. Oh wait. Actually, let's talk about the NXT Women's Championship first. JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. Okay, look, JC Jane is one of those. Even when she won, everyone was like, why?
Yeah, why? Why beat Stephanie Booker, right?
Yeah, she's one of those that has been there for a very long time. That just for whatever reason can't break out in terms of acceptance as a main event character. You know? She's a mean girl, and that's it.
Yeah, but we've seen a dime and dozen, like so many of these girls.
She was the third member of Toxic Attraction. As much as I hate saying that, you know, she was like Toxic Attraction was Mandy, it was Gigi, who were both bigger stars, bigger names, and then it was JC. JC was the least, like quote unquote, least likely to break out one.
Yeah, and Gigi got let go as well, right?
Gigi Dolan got let go.
So yeah, like I would keep the two of them and let go of JC. Like that was what I would have done.
Well, maybe she was a better backstage hand, as it were, like a good hand, as they say.
That can mean a lot of things, Mister Young, but sure.
You know what I mean. Come on now.
Okay.
Think with the correct head. Jordan Grace needs to win the title.
Yeah.
Point blank, give Jordan Grace a run as the I already have said, like, why isn't she on the main roster?
I would argue that NXT is actually beneath her.
Yeah.
So the least you can do is make her the top women star there right now.
Let her have a dominant run as NXT champion, and then bring up other, women as well while she does it, right? Have banger matches. Yeah. And then finally have a drop, move up to the main roster.
Yeah, and I hope by the time she moves up to the main roster, the women's title winners or world champions are Stephanie Booker and Julia, I guess. Yeah. They can have a whole NXT thing all over again.
Yeah, that next generation, right? Yeah, absolutely. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. Here we go. The interesting thing is, right, I hear more crowd response for Io, which is great. Like, it's what she deserves, right? There's a respect factor with Io Sky at this point.
Yeah.
When she did the whole promo of, I want to fight somebody, I want to fight the best. And then the best, it's you, Rhea Ripley. Yay, let's fight. Ha, smile. Like, I'm not a fan of that sort of a setup.
the crowd the crowd loves Io. That's why I think the crowd very patient with Io. If it was anyone else cutting this promo, they
Oh,
were like, "Wee, what the fuck is this girl talking?"
yeah.
But because it's Io, they're like, "Ah, yeah, sayang lah. She can
Mm,
like stumble or she can be very halting with. That's fine." It's not. I have nothing against her as a character or what. It's just that
yeah.
we've seen Rio versus Io a lot of times already, even before WrestleMania.
But here's the thing. This is a narrative the commentators always bring up, right? Rhea has never beat Io. So I don't
Mm.
know if like on Monday or Tuesday morning for us, they're going to lean into that a little bit more and make that the story. So it becomes Rio is the underdog actually. And
Rio,
then, Rhea, did I say
Rio.
Rio?
Yeah, it's Rio.
Riho. Rhea and Io is Riho. No, Rhea
Yeah.
is the underdog in a weird way, and Rhea has to finally get the comeuppance and win, which sucks because I think that Io hasn't really done that much as champion.
Yeah. There was times that she was off TV for too long, even with the
Yeah.
title.
Does
Um,
Rio, oh my god, does Io
yes.
feel like a Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan, Jey Uso type of champion?
No, she's not because she's better than all of them as
No, no,
a
as an in-ring performer,
in
yes, but does it feel like that sort of vibe where we are giving you the title out of respect because you have worked hard and you deserve it, like a Bailey almost, right? But in
mm,
terms of telling a story or a main event look star, it's gotta be Rhea.
funny that you mentioned Bailey because I think Ria's
Now
Io's
I got
reign,
you.
Io's
Rio.
reign is very reminiscent of Bailey because when Bailey won the title, she
Yeah,
had championship defenses here and there, but essentially it was a letdown, right?
yeah.
I think WWE needs to work on this. They are very good with the chase. They know how to
Yeah.
book somebody trying to chase for the title. But once they win, they are not very good at booking the okay, some of them are. Like I did actually, right, Loki, I enjoyed Jey Uso being the champion and having so many targets on his back. Or
Mm,
even like John Cena now, having so many people gunning. Like that is the kind of story that will make the champion very interesting.
yeah.
The problem with Io is that Io won. Io is well known as a very like great wrestler, technical wrestler. But she needed like a destroyer chasing her, like maybe like a Nia Jax, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
And then she has to fight for underneath. That would have kept her interesting as a champion.
instead we got her just not showing up.
Yeah, they didn't do anything for her. So,
Yeah. But
uh,
now they're trying because they got Evolution on the horizon.
so is this the start of her being actually having effort being thrown in her reign, or is this just gonna cut her off before it can even begin? So that's the question.
Well, here's the thing. Let's not forget, we have October coming soon, which is Perth,
Oh yeah.
Crown Jewel, where
Mm-hmm.
Rhea will be a headliner 100% confirmed. Does she go into Perth as champion or chasing the champion? Because imagine the pop when she wins the title in Perth. WWE, at the end of the day, this is all about making moments, right?
Yep. Yep.
What a moment it would be with Rhea winning the title as opposed to defending the title in Perth, in her homeland.
Bro, you might have booked it, bro. You might have
Mm.
discovered the booking solution to this, right?
Okay.
So
So
what?
what?
So
We have Rhea lose to EO somehow.
yeah,
Shenanigans. It's gotta be shenanigans. Somebody ruins a great match, right?
why give up the Rio title win here
Rio,
at the end time?
you said it. You
Ah,
said
damn it.
it.
Hashtag Rio. No,
Oh
like
god.
yeah, why give up that title win if they can just tahan a bit more,
Yeah.
delay their gratification a bit more until Perth, right? EO can win, can go on to fight Asuka, or even Stephanie Booker will be amazing.
Yeah.
And then they can have that rivalry and then bring back Rhea. Oof, triple chat. I don't know.
Okay, who disturbs? If this were a a screwy finish, who would
Mm.
disturb? Who is involved with? See, that's the thing. They are really not involved in any
Yeah,
other
yeah.
feuds, which is like if you talk about like for example the Seth Rollins thing, right? Like okay, you have so many options for somebody to show up. Penta could show up. Friggin' Sami Zayn, CM Punk. It makes sense, right? In this match, who logically could show up and cause an interference?
Fuck, man. I just had a crazy idea.
Okay,
But I don't think that we will go down this direction. But imagine, just
tell
entertain
me,
me.
tell me, yes.
Paul Heyman, Dangerous Alliance, needs a female faction member.
Oh boy,
Rhea keeps losing. She's angry. She's like, am I not good enough? Align myself with another faction. Join Seth Rollins' faction.
I no. No, because she
No.
needs to be. She's a baby face.
Now
You-
she is.
Yeah. You don't. I don't think it bodes them well to have her suddenly turn. She's okay. Hear me out. She's
Yeah.
a bigger draw than the Seth Rollins faction.
Ooh, you think she can stand on her own?
I think she can 100% stand on her own. Her joining this dangerous alliance is a downgrade for her.
Okay, fair enough. You don't want
Yeah.
her to be in a faction.
No, for the faction to work, they need to bring in somebody who's sort of like not really there yet to elevate them, right? That's the whole idea of a faction, so that you
That's,
can elevate people. Rhea Ripley doesn't need to be in a faction.
The
And
thing
she
is
doesn't need to go back to heel again.
There's the thing. There's no one on Rhea's level because they actually had that potential Rhea and Bianca thing, but it never came to pass because Io got in the way.
Yeah, it fizzled.
And now Bianca is gonna be involved with all the Jade and all that. So like, who is gonna be Rhea's equal at this point in time?
Maybe they really wrestle to a draw. Maybe they have such a banger match, but they like, I don't know. It would be a shit finish, but they like literally both get double counted out.
Yeah, and I do not want Rhea to be involved with the Judgment Day at all.
Yeah. No more, please. No more Raquel, no Roxanne. Just stay away from that shit.
Oh man, I have no idea.
Okay,
I have no idea. Yeah.
It could be interesting then. Like you could argue that this makes this match compelling in that, oh shit, you don't know who's gonna win.
Yeah, perhaps, but like it's just boring lah.
Boring. That's the other no, exactly. That's the other side of the coin, right? Like, or this could just be a stinker. Like, wow, I think it would be such a letdown if Rhea actually won. Just a straight up match. Rhea wins. They hug, shake hands, whatever bullshit, and it's like, but then you don't get the Rhea payoff in Perth.
But the history of this being like a historic event, Evolution 2, maybe they want some moments. Because this is going to be what? A main event, right? Like, is this the main event? That's the thing. There's no marquee match. Like, what is the marquee match here? Is this
Io versus Ripley? I think so. And if you look at the poster, they are front and center.
So if that's the case, wouldn't they want to crown Rhea the champion? Because it is the marquee match of a PLE?
But technically, Io is also a face what?
Okay, so then we can agree that it will definitely not end as a draw or a schmoz.
No, yeah, you're right. Okay, so here's the thing. And this, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm gonna say it, bro. I'm gonna say it, right? And let me play devil's advocate. I think they're going to go for the woke ending. I think they're going to go for the woman support woman ending. In that they have a great match. Io ekes out a victory, like a surprise roll-up type of victory. And then they hug. All the women come out and support them. And that's how they finish.
Okay.
And the internet is going to have a meltdown after that. But I have a strong feeling now that I think about it. Because at the end of the day, right, doesn't this feel like the whole, God, I don't know. No, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to be there. I don't want to feed the trolls.
Guys, you know what? I would say you want Io to win, right?
Yes, I do want Io to win. Let her have a little bit more, runway to do other stuff. And Rhea can win it from whoever the champion is in Perth. Great moment.
Yeah, I would actually agree with you. I think Io should win here. Because I feel I would want to see an Io versus Asuka match, like a banger match in SummerSlam. And I feel Rhea can afford to put over more wrestlers, like do more stuff with Raquel, not even Raquel, like level up another wrestler maybe.
And in a weird way, right? Io beating Rhea is Rhea putting over Io. Even though Io is already the champion, she still feels one level below Rhea, doesn't she?
Yeah, she needs Io needs that stamp of approval to be put over by Rhea.
Yeah, and Rhea can suffer the loss, like we talked about.
Yeah. And crazy idea, maybe Rhea can go on a side quest and go fight for the IC title for all I care. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, I don't know about that.
Hey, come on.
That's a hell of a...
China IC champion, Rhea IC. I mean,
no. The fact that she's okay. What, you mean the men's IC champion?
No lah, women's one lah.
No, that one leave it to Julia, right? So, yeah.
Sorry, you not Julia. You mean Lyra, your girl.
Lyra, my girl, Lyra.
Yes.
No, Becky. It's Becky.
No, Becky is a champion now. Oh, that's what I said. Like, you can go back. She can go back. She can go back now.
Oh my god, the fact that we didn't even like that feud though. That feud. Okay lah.
Is the IC title even on the line here? No, right?
No. So which is hilarious, right? Maybe they will add more matches lah.
Yeah, maybe.
But I honestly believe that's the finish. Io squeaks out a victory, handshake, happy moment, women support women, sort of a vibe. I feel like that's what they're gonna go with for this evolution.
Yeah, because if they're gonna end Gunther winning, the heel winning, they're gonna end with a happy ending of babyface winning, right?
Bro, but to us, Gunther is the face. Let's be real, Gunther is the face here.
Let's not, I mean, like, let's not go into semantics here, but sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so there you go. That's Evolution. To be honest, it's kind of weird, but like maybe All In is the more attractive card.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Mr. Young.
But then you know what's gonna
very
happen?
weird.
I'm gonna watch All In and I'm gonna be like,
Wait.
especially after the bloodbath, I'm gonna be like, oh, I made a mistake.
The real question is, Mr. Young, are you gonna watch it or are you gonna hate watch it?
Hashtag oh no.
Oh no. Are you just looking out for things to
Let's just let it play out. Because I'll be real honest with you, right? Like, it's not even a case of will I watch it because I want to watch it or not. It's a case of do I have time to watch it. I've said this ad nauseum. WWE, AEW, entertainment in general is fighting for attention from with everything out there. It's not about, well, do I want to watch this versus that? No. Do I want to watch Superman, which is coming out?
Oh, yes, I can't wait to watch that.
Versus this. I'm a Marvel fan, but I'm also a fan of superhero movies. In James Gunn, we trust, right? So it's not even a matter of should I watch WWE or AEW. It's should I watch that or Superman or play a video game or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Or have a relationship. Spend time with my partner.
Exactly. Or play with my dogs or watch football or watch basketball or like there are so many more options. I feel like this entire weekend's worth of wrestling is how do I put it?
Is it a priority in all the other things that you're doing? Yeah.
No, I would say absolutely not. There are bigger priorities. The new season of Marvel Rivals comes out that weekend also. I would rather be playing Marvel Rivals.
Damn. Yeah. Shit, bro. Preseason just started for football fans. Like, and here, apparently in Singapore, there's going to be the football festival. So Arsenal is coming to Singapore. You know that?
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, so Arsenal is coming. Yeah, so it's a bunch of things that's happening. But because we are a wrestling podcast and you know, if you're listening to our podcast, you are a wrestling fan. That's our take on all the 3 events that's happening this coming weekend. And
Crazy.
I guess once we are back next week, we'll talk about it. I don't think we'll be able to talk about All In, right? Is it because like we're gonna come back on a Sunday night?
So
they're only gonna show on Monday, right?
Wait, so All In is actually on a Sunday morning for us, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Evolution is going to be Monday morning for us. So the question is, and we'll take this offline as the corporate speak is, but we'll literally take this offline. But we'll have to figure out a timing lah. Because if we do a live stream on Sunday like we usually do, right, then we can't talk about Evolution.
Yeah, we can't. So either we talk about Evolution on the either that or the week after.
Wow. But bro, we gotta be on top of the ball. Okay, we'll see how.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Again, thank you so much for watching, listening to the podcast. I know it's a recorded episode and you guys love interacting with us when we are live, but you can always interact with us on Discord.
Or you can interact with us on a chat because I always watch it after the fact. I will be in camp, but probably I will stream the episode as well at the same time as you guys. So hey, just chat with us. And if you support what we do, please consider being a Patreon. I'm trying to be on the ball there. I know I'm lacking. Haven't been uploading a few of the recent Singapore Wrestler Top 20 reviews. But we have some on the way. I'm going to try to upload it over this weekend so you guys can enjoy it. And if you want to purchase a review, I know some of you wrestlers from the promotions want to know our thoughts. Feel free to do so. Or you want to be a member and support us monthly. It will really, really help us. We really appreciate it if you become a member as well.
Yes, keep Foreign hydrated with Red Bull.
That's why we give a shout out to all the ticker sponsors over there as well. The people who are our sponsors and our Patreon members over there as well.
Exactly. Talking about sponsor, of course, we got to give a shout out once again to Hasif, the sponsor of the podcast. Finance, fitness, F&B, entrepreneurship, bro. Drop him a DM, drop him a follow on social media. It's Hasif_captures. HASIF_captures. If you need to ask him whatever,
Yep. And if you have been a long time listener on the podcast and you've already followed him, do us another favor, bro. Go consider becoming somebody who joins part of his Stay with Hasif session as well. He's always open to meet anybody over a drink to talk about anything under the sun. Talk to him about wrestling as well. He's very, very curious to know more about local wrestling as well.
Absolutely. Big shout out to our guy. That's it. All right. It's time to enjoy the rest of your week as we get ready for our jam-packed wrestling weekend. Yeah.
It's gonna be a wild July for us, and it's gonna be very interesting August for us, bro. A lot of things in the works in terms of our collaboration opportunities, Mr.
Oh
Young, remember?
yes, there are local wrestling things that we need to talk about and do, and yes, it's gonna be fun.
It's
Can't
gonna
wait.
be
Can't
fun.
wait.
So yeah, stay tuned.
As always, though, it is Mr. Young.
And it's foreign in the building. Take care.